What's going on, guys? T-Torres back here for another video. So I am super excited to tell you all that I have finally listened to all your guys' comments and gripes or complaint or how I could make things better for my channel. So what I did was I went out and got the brand new Canon EOS M50, and just to say, this is my very first video that I'm shooting with it, and I am just super duper excited because this camera has super fast autofocusing. It's like 24.5 megapixels, I believe. There's just so much that this camera has that my DSLR, my Canon T5i that I had, that this camera has on it, and that one did not. So I'm super excited. As you can see, this camera does have like a nice wide angle lens, and all the light and everything in this video is super crisp and sharp. So I'm super excited that I got this new camera. It stays on my face just right, automatically auto adjust for all the lighting. Let me just show you the box real quick. So see how fast it just picks up all the light? Yeah, this camera's autofocusing is super quick and fast. So here's what I bought. I got the new Canon EOS M50. Here's some specs on it, so anybody that's big into cameras. It has the 15 to 45 kit lens, STM, 24.1 megapixels. It has a super fast sensor, a nice big, I don't remember what the size on it was, but a lot of buddies that I talk with, they were like, man, you got to get this camera for your channel. So I was like, well, I'll go ahead and pull the trigger and I'll get this camera. So just from the time that I've been playing around with this camera and just doing kind of small stuff with it, I'm impressed with everything that it does. So here we are in some kind of low lighting, and then I'm gonna turn around in the sun and watch how quick everything just auto adjusts. So now we got the sun completely shining on me, and look how nice, crystal clear everything looks. So I'm super glad to have this camera on the channel. It's gonna really help me step up my game when it comes to vlogging and doing those style type of videos, and not just only install videos. So I hope you guys can go ahead and tell, hopefully you guys can see the difference in this camera, just the clarity of the lens, the autofocus and all that stuff. So it's because of you guys that I got to buy this camera, so thank you guys so much, and let's get on with today's video. So before we get started with today's video, look how dirty, look at all the bugs. I just came off the highway and I have got to wash my car. I mean, it's got so many freaking bugs, and I know some of you guys are wondering like, hey, where's your splitter at? I'm gonna explain that in a different video. I had to take it off. Nothing against the Easy Splitter. It just, it wasn't working for me. It was too big. And well, I guess I could go ahead and tell you right now. So I had went home to go see my family for Easter, and I got on the highway going about 65 miles an hour, and I was like, what's going on? And the splitter was just so big, and it was flapping. As soon as I got going like 65 miles an hour, it was like flapping, hitting my bumper and stuff. And good thing I stopped. I stopped on an exit that my buddy lived off of, and we had to take the bumper off, take the splitter off. It took us about an hour and a half, but yeah, you get going 65 miles an hour or more, and the splitter started shaking and flapping, and it was beating up my bumper right here. And I was like, man, what is that noise? And I don't know if the splitter was making all that noise because I didn't have the the rods holding it, whatever. So I had to take it off, and what I'm going to eventually end up doing is I'm going to go with a company that I wanted to go with in the beginning. I'm going to get the Aerodynamics front splitter, and yeah, so nothing against Easy Splitter, it just, maybe I should have got those rods. They were only like 10 bucks, but I didn't get them. So that's why, and some of you are wondering like, hey, where's your front splitter at? That's exactly where it's at. But yeah, so what we're going to do now is we're gonna go ahead and get the car washed. I don't know where y'all live, but pollen is super bad here, as you can see. I wanna just show you guys a cool little feature. Look how crystal clear things get whenever you zoom in on this camera. It is super clear. Everything stayed in focus. That's what I love about this camera. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna pull the car out. I'm gonna go wash the car. I'm gonna get it all dried off, and then we're gonna start talking about today's video. So hopefully, you guys, I'm going to start getting away from doing every single video being an install video and kind of start venturing off into the blog scene, because that's what I want to do. I mean, I do a lot of cool things. Not every single video needs to be an install video. So let's get to washing the car. She is filthy. I'm a bucket. Okay. Got that. And then now I just need to get some car washing soap. Here we go. We'll use this. This is what we're going to use to wash my car with right here. The citrus washing cloths from Chemical Guys. Love this company, by the way. Make sure we got enough soap in here. I got plenty of soap. All right, let's go wash the car, and then we'll get to the rest of the video. Alright, car is now all washed up. More bug guts. Everything is looking crystal clear. Man, I just love how clear this camera gets whenever you zoom in. I love that. So yeah, now that the car is all washed up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take my blower here. This is from Adam's Polishes. It's their Sidekick Blaster. I love this thing. This is how I dry my car with. Or this is what I dry my car with. Watch this. Look how easy it moves the water off. This is what I use to dry my car with. I don't touch the car when I dry it because I don't like putting scratches in the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish drying off the car, and then I'll pick back up with you guys here in just a minute. Alright, finally we have got the car all washed and cleaned up. And now we're going to talk about the top 5 mods you should do to your 10th gen Civic. Alright, so now let's get into the meat and potatoes of the video. Alright, so before we actually get completely started with the mod list, I want to give a big shout out to Casey and Winston. If you guys are watching this, thank you guys so much for supporting me. Alright, so the very first mod that I would recommend, just keep in mind all these mods are, you know, my personal preference, you know, so this is just what I think are the top 5 mods for the 10th gen Civic. Alright, so right off the bat, with hands down, without a bet, I get asked this question 100 times. Hey, Torres, what's the best intake on the market? And I give the same reply to everybody. PRL Motorsports. Get their PRL, the Cobra intake. It was a rather simple install. You know, the horsepower gain, the noises you get are just great. And that's going to be the very first mod, is the PRL Cobra intake. That was a super duper must if you want to make power. And you know, a lot of people always worry about, oh hey, you know, the cone is over here, like what about hydrolock? Yeah, I've driven through puddles and rain, and I don't ever see water getting actually to the filter and getting sucked into the intake. So very first mod for your Civic, for me, I would definitely do the PRL Cold Air Intake. I love it. It's 100% dyno proven to make power on your car. Now I can't speak about the other intakes, you know, engine, Canon, all that stuff, but I personally use PRL for all my products for performance mods. So like I said, number 1, PRL Cobra Intake. Number 2 for the list would have to be K-Tuner. The K-Tuner V2 is currently the one I have. I love the display screen. You know, it allows you to monitor, you know, hundreds of things that the engine is doing. You can log your data for your drives. It allows you to, you know, disable certain things, you know, and they have off-the-shelf maps. You know, there's always this big battle between K-Tuner and Honda, and when I speak from my experiences, I've had both. I had Honda on my 9th gen. Excuse me, wasn't really a big fan of it, but it was the only thing that was out on the market at the time, so I went with Honda, and I got a tune and all that good stuff. But what I love about K-Tuner and what they have done is you have the nice display screen. You know, if you don't want to spend that kind of money for that, they have the version 1.2, which is just a straight plug-in, you know, to your OBD2 plug. And not only that, but it's Bluetooth. the K-Tuner has an app that you can set up, and it allows you to, you know, view the road, and then it displays all your gauges. I think that is super cool. But yeah, the number two mod you should get on my list is the K-Tuner. I have the off the shelf maps. I'm not tuned yet because I'm not completely done, you know, modifying my car. There's a lot of things that are coming, and I want to get a tune once everything is solid and I have everything done to my car. Yeah, the K-Tuner products is phenomenal. Great customer support. You know, I'm on a first name basis with the owner of the company. So if you're watching this video, man, thank you so much for answering all my questions. I know I have hundreds and hundreds of questions, but K-Tuner, V1 or the V2, it doesn't matter which one you get, but I have the V2 and I absolutely love it. All right, so number 3 on my list for the top 5 mods would have to be the Prl Cold Air, or not, excuse me, not the Cold Air, but the Prl Intercooler. Another one of those dyno proven facts. You know, it's hard to beat hard facts, so this intercooler definitely is going to help you achieve, you know, making power and making your power efficiently. You get the intercooler and you get the charge pipes, all the couplers and pieces. I'll have an install video on that also. So that's my number 3 thing. Highly recommend the Prl intercooler. Super duper easy install. It's really not that hard. The hardest thing is probably taking the bumper off. If you've never taken the bumper off this car, then it could be challenging, but like I said, I have an install video on the intercooler, and I show exactly how to take off your bumper. So yeah, so that's my 3rd thing, is the Prl intercooler. The 4th thing is going to have to be also from Prl, another dyno proven hard fact horsepower torque gain, is their front pipe and down pipe. Now I have mine sitting in my garage. I just haven't had the time to install it yet. Trust me, it's bothering me having my front pipe and down pipe in the car. I really want to have that on my car, and plus I really want to make the car louder. You know, as of right now, I just have the muffler and resonator delete in the cars. It's loud, but it's not the loud that I'm looking for. So I'm hoping, you know, with doing the front pipe down pipe combo, you know, we'll unlock some more power and torque, and then we'll get that kind of deeper throaty sound to the exhaust. So that's my 4th thing, would be the front pipe down pipe. And then my 5th and last thing, my 5th and last mod would have to be the flex fuel kit from Bitlocker. I don't personally have it yet, but trust me, I am going to get that. From what I've heard and from what I've read on forums and I've talked to people, the flex fuel kit is amazing. It's, you know, you plug and play, and then you have, like, I don't know, a couple wires you have to hook up to the ECU or something like that. And one of those other things, it's dyno proven to help you make power. And on the K-Tuner, you can monitor your flex fuel intake, what percentage of ethanol you're running and stuff like that. So I highly recommend that too. You know, I have people, they DM me or they message me on Facebook all the time, like, hey, what should I get? What should I do? And here it is. That's why I'm making this video. So number 1, Prl Cold Air Intake. Number 2, you really need to get the K-Tuner to monitor what your engine's doing, making sure everything is running smoothly. Number 3, the intercooler. Number 4 is the front pipe and down pipe combo from Prl. And then 5th would be, like I said, it's the flex fuel kit from Bitlocker. And yes, Bitlocker is going to be tuning my car once I get all my performance mods done. So right now I'm stuck in between doing performance mods and doing like aesthetic mods to the car. So in the future, you know, I want to get lowered. I'm not going to tell you what the next thing is, but I have a lot of things in the works for this car. So, and one other thing that I want to mention, everybody always asks me, hey, should I put a blow-off valve on my car? I'm like, no, it makes the car run rich. You know, you guys need to get on the Gen X Civic forum if you're not already, and then join the 10th Gen Civic Facebook page, man. All these topics and discussions that people always ask me, they're all right there, and it's always like daily. People always ask about this stuff. So yeah, if you're stopping into the channel for the first time, please hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notifications so you know whenever I post a new video, you don't miss any of that content. And if you all have been with me for a while, I want to give great big thank you to sticking with my channel. And also let me know what you guys think about this camera. I'm super excited to have this camera, and I wouldn't have been able to afford this camera if it weren't for YouTube and you guys watching my content. So thank you guys so much for that. And if you guys have any questions about mods or anything, go ahead and, you know, drop a comment. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
Okay, it's rap pack to my pulse flat. We keep it real, no false rap. I got 4 cars and they all black. Got 4 bras and they all that. We call that ballin'.